Hey, what's up, guys? Did you hear about the time a guy took his girlfriend to her first football game? They had great seats right behind the team's bench, and after the game, he asked how she liked the experience. She said, "Oh, I really liked it, especially the tight pants and all the big muscles, but I just couldn't understand why they were killing each other over 25 cents. Confused, her date asked, "What do you mean?" And the girlfriend said, "Well, they flipped a coin in the beginning, and one team got it. And then for the rest of the game, everyone on the bench kept screaming, 'Get the quarterback! Get the quarterback!' I'm like, hello, it's only 25 cents. Okay, you guys, so this week I got asked a few times about my opinion on whether an agent should join a team or remain a solo agent. And it's one of the most common questions I get as a coach, and I've even addressed it before on this blog. But since it came up several times in the same week, I decided it might be a good idea to cover it again. So to start, let me just give you the answer flat out. No, you should not join a team. But before you get too excited, this is not an anti-team message. When I say you shouldn't join a team, I mean you shouldn't for the reason that most people do, which is to magically solve their income problems. Now, I don't have to convince you that real estate is a brutal business, and if your focus is misplaced, it'll eat you alive. And the evidence is in the agent turnover rate, which is still astronomically high, even in the middle of a thriving market. So where should your focus be? If you said lead generation every day, then I know you've been paying attention to me for a while. Lead generation is the primary job, but our industry does a shitty job of teaching people that. And so most people think that their job is to sell a house. And frankly, that's the reward for doing your job. And when this basic fact gets ignored, then an agent will typically spin around on a daily basis doing all kinds of things that do nothing but waste time and drain their bank account. And then eventually, they reach a point where the amount of cash on hand is low enough that they get worried, or worse, panicked, and start looking for an easy solution. The problem here is that in business, it's never a good idea to make important decisions from a panicked state of mind. But like I said, there's still an amazing lack of education on how to stay focused on the primary job, and so I can see why people think the solution is to join a team. But interestingly, I get asked just as frequently what an agent should do when being on a team hasn't worked out like they thought it would. You see, when making a decision to join a team from a stressed mindset, rarely does the agent take the time to thoroughly investigate the team that they're considering, or worse, some obvious red flags are missed. Now, life on a real estate team can be wonderful, but I can't say that about just any team. So if you think it might be the right move for you, here are some things that I want you to consider. First, if you're looking for an environment where you no longer have to prospect or generate leads of any kind, make absolutely sure the team has a history of generating enough leads to support everyone. Often I see team leaders get ahead of themselves and add too many people to the team too quickly after just a few good months. And when that pattern doesn't hold, people get frustrated almost instantly, usually because the team leader starts leaning on the team to generate the leads themselves. But if you do find a team that has their lead generation game figured out, remember that they're doing the primary job. And so you get to stay focused on the reward. Now, this means you're never going to be entitled to demand a higher split. And if you can't deal with that, then you need to go learn how to do the primary job, because in every industry, the people who bring in the client always earn more than the people who work the client. Now, second, make sure the team you're considering is focused on listings. You may work primarily buyers, but someone has to focus on listings. And these days, the market moves so fast that it's hard to build up a listing inventory, but you definitely need to make sure that at least the team is closing a good number of listings. Now, third, talk to the other members of the team about their experience, because you'd be surprised how honest people will be if you let them know you're trying to make a decision that would be good for everyone involved. Okay, fourth, learn up front what happens to leads that you generate. There are a wide variety of models out there, and you should have clarity about this before you join any team. And then fifth, make sure that all of the terms of your involvement with the team are in writing and include what happens if and when you decide to leave. So to sum this up, rather than joining a team as a quick fix for cash flow, do it because you've made an informed decision conscious of the trade-offs that you're making. One of my favorite agents ever joined a team after being a solo agent for several years. She knew she'd have to give up working listings and made her peace with it. And she knew she'd have to give up more control and use the systems that the team leader chose. Further, she knew that she'd lose a bit of control over who she worked with and when. But after taking the time to calmly think through the details and why she would join any team, she was able to make a decision that was right for her, and today is thriving. And I think there's plenty of room for people to practice real estate any way that they wish. And that's one of the best things about our industry. Some people want to lead a team, some people want to be a team member, and others will thrive on their own. Just don't make the mistake of thinking that you'll find that magic place where business is always smooth and easy. If it existed, you can be damn sure I'd already be working there myself. Okay, you guys, thanks for watching this week. And before you go, I have a special request. If you read my book, The Top Producer Life, please consider going to Amazon and leave a 5-star review. That alone will help spread the message to agents who really need it. Okay, until next week, you guys, my name is Jason Edwards. Let's get out there and build a top producer life.